Okay, go ahead.
Okay, next one.
Round window.
Okay, now on here, I found it. Remember, the stapes is over the oval window. And here's the round window. Right here, round window. Just so you have an idea of why I even have that, let me show you something. I'm looking to see if it's on here. The round window would be right here, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to go forward and show you why we have a round window. It's pretty cool, by the way. Okay. Does this show me my round window? Yeah, it does. What happens is this. Sound waves go in and vibrate my eardrum. My eardrum vibrates, which vibrates my malleus. My malleus vibrates, which vibrates my incus. My incus vibrates, which vibrates my stapes. My stapes vibrates, which vibrates the liquid in there. That liquid is, there's two liquids in there, endolymph and paralymph. Endolymph and paralymph. It vibrates the paralymph in there. And now this is like a long stretched out tube that curled up to look like a snail. That vibrations of that liquid went in this circle. Now it hit the end of the circle and goes around a corner, and I'll show you what I mean by that. And then it comes back out and hits this round window. This round window bulges out and relieves the tension of these vibrations in the fluid. I want to show you one other picture that makes it look simpler. This is your cochlea, that snail-looking thing. Here's the stapes at the oval window. It's vibrating. The wave of the ocean goes like this. Can come down through here. Comes around the corner. And then bulges the round window. When you hear something, it's because this basilar membrane is distorting. When the sound wave goes like this, you hear. If it comes down to the end and around, it wasn't strong enough, it didn't have enough decibels to distort your basilar membrane, you don't even hear it. It's sub-threshold when it goes to the end. But really your cochlea is just this rolled up. That's all it is that rolled up.
Is that it distorted both ways? Because it showed a picture of it distorted.
Yeah, it can distort either way.
What
It doesn't matter which way it distorts, because there's hairs that are going to bend no matter how you distort it. Now, so this is a better picture because it's not completely unwound. Here's stapes on the oval window. Here's the vibrations. They can come all the way down to the helicotrema right there. You don't need to know that. And then all the way out here like this. And then bulge against the round window. That's the round window right there. So what that round window is doing is relieving the pressure or tension of the paralymph. That's what it's doing. And you can see the round window right. Remember, the stapes is on the oval window. Here's the round window right there. Right there. What's next?
Vestibular nerve.
And then this is the vestibular. This is actually the cochlear nerve, and this is actually the vestibular nerve. Together they make cranial nerve number 8, the vestibulocochlear nerve.
Sorry, point one more time.
Vestibulocochlear nerve.
And the big one's the vestibular.
Well, if you want to divide up the vestibulocochlear nerve, this is the this is the cochlear, and this is the vestibular.
Okay, but they're the same thing.
Because this is the cochlea, that would be the cochlear
Right.
nerve. This is the vestibule, so that'd be the
I see.
vestibular.
But it's all one nerve.
One nerve,
together.
vestibulocochlear nerve. Cranial nerve number 8, hearing and balance.
Frequency.
Okay, when you hear pitch, something really high buzz or really low tone, when you hear pitch, that's a frequency. That's cycles per second. The more cycles per second, the higher the pitch. The fewer cycles per second, the lower the pitch. Matter of fact, what I mean by cycles per second is you see, this is like air going, expanding, compressing, like this. And you can make a wave out of it. You can draw a sine wave with this expansion and compression of air waves. You draw a sine wave. The more peaks and less in a smaller area, higher pitch. That's how we perceive it. Real high mosquito tone. Fewer peaks in a given amount of time, fewer cycles per second, low pitch. And then amplitude, how high the sine wave is how loud this sound wave is. The energy of the sound wave, how loud it is. It's measured in decibels, and the higher the amplitude, the louder it is. So you could have a mosquito with a real high pitch that's real soft or real loud. right? I mean, you can think of a mosquito sound. It's the same pitch, that irritating pitch. But you can have a real loud mosquito sound or a real soft mosquito tone.
Huh.
And what's next? That's it?
All right.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have tinnitus. What causes that if there's no sound wave movement?
Yeah, let me show you what causes tinnitus. Okay, for those of you who have tinnitus, right here, this is the basilar membrane. And I have, so say my hand is my basilar membrane. I have little hairs sticking off my basilar membrane. And when the vibrations of the paralips come down through, they raise my basilar membrane like this. What, are my fingers bending? No, how come they're not bending? They're not hitting anything.
Oh.
Okay, I have a tectorial membrane on top of my hairs. Now when my basilar membrane goes up, my fingers bend. Bend back down, or straighten back out. Bend up, bend down. My hearing hairs do this. So I have this tectorial membrane on top of my hairs. I have the basement membrane on the bottom of my hairs. When the sound wave comes through and moves my basilar membrane, my hairs bend. These hairs bend. People that have tinnitus, those hairs are damaged. They're leaking already. They're firing already. You hear a tone and it's not really there. You're a little cuckoo. I'm kidding. I have it too. I have tinnitus too.
Huh.
I'm really kidding. I do have that also. So, yeah, it's a pain in the butt. You usually have to sleep with a fan on because you don't really hear it unless it's a quiet room.
Huh.
And nothing else is
So it's
going
all
on.
the time?
Like
You
I
have
don't pay
it-
attention to when I'm talking to you guys.
You have it all the time?
It's like,
Yeah, when
Oh,
you're
that's
thinking about it now, I hear it, but it's not like it drives you nuts unless it's a quiet room.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Oh, that's a drag.
It's really weird when it changes. You can just be sitting there watching TV and all of a sudden your tinnitus changes.
It gets higher.
Yeah, that's really weird.
So what initially caused that then? Well, I mean, I know I went through a lot of ranges.
Gunshots usually.
Anyway,
Gunshots,
you're-
concerts,
Uh-huh.
stuff like that. Gunshots are a big one because they don't give your muscles time to protect your inner ear.
Oh. What if somebody's deaf?
Say again?
If someone's deaf,
They
like,
can be conduction deafness or neurological deafness. Conduction deafness is something's wrong between the tympanic membrane and the oval window.
right.
It's the
In the
sound waves
ear
aren't getting there.
itself.
Neural deafness is there's something wrong in the cochlea.
Oh,
So it depends what kind of deafness.
okay.
Conduction or neural.
So are those bones in the inner ear able to become damaged? And what happens? I mean, if you hear a loud enough sound,
They could become damaged.
so what happens then? I mean, is there
Then you have
can it be
conduction.
repaired? Or?
You have hearing impairment. It's conduction impairment though. The bones are damaged.
Interesting.
Yeah. And actually middle ear infections can be damaged.
Because they're so tiny, you would think
Yeah.
they'd be easily.
Hmm.
Mine is Practicing Anatomy Laboratory 3.0. It's already part of Mastering Language. PAL 3.0. Did you know you had a PAL 3.0 in Mastering?
So it's another, it's, you get,
What are you bragging
it's like the
over
rest
there
of
for?
master review ones, right? You get it
Huh?
on the first
What are you
time.
bragging over there for? How about you go back to what you were doing?